All right, we're playing Journey.
Can I tell you how Journey came into my life?
Yes.
Please tell us.
I had the incredible privilege of hosting a brief series for Sony called Conversations with Creators about the games that they had made and what their philosophies were. And I, as part of my research, um, Felicia Day said, "Oh, you're interviewing the studio that made Journey, and Journey is one of the most beautiful games you'll ever play in your life." She
Yeah.
said, "Listen, don't find out anything about it. Just start playing it. You'll figure it out very quickly, and you're going to love this game. You can play the whole game in about 90 minutes." And I was like, "Okay, great." And I mean, this game's been out for so long. I feel like probably everybody who's going to play it has. But just in the small on the small chance that there is someone watching this who is going to get the gift of seeing this game for the very first time and who has the opportunity to maybe play this game for the very first time, there is this beautiful, completely unexpected twist that you don't find out until the game is completely over, that recontextualizes the entire experience. And it brought me so much joy when I stumbled into it. It made me weep the first time I played it. So I freaking love this game. I think it's just beautiful. It's yet another stellar example of games as art in a non-traditional narrative structure.
Yeah, I mean, it's had such a profound impact, I think, also on games that came after it in like so many different metrics.
You don't really die in this game. You just kind of like get bumped around. And the more times that happens, the shorter that long kind of cape is the wrong word for it. There is a word that is exactly what that is, and I can't remember
Train?
what it's called.
A
I
shawl?
think it's kind of a train.
Train.
Yeah.
I think train is really good, and that the longer the train is, that tends to indicate the more you have played in this game, and then your little person can change from this color to pure white, which is also a really cool thing that takes multiple playthroughs to achieve, but it's just so satisfying.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, I find in both Journey and in real life, the length of your train really defines how powerful you are. And that's why like brides everybody's so differential to brides. It's just that they're so powerful.
Giant train.
They can like triple
long
jump.
Train. Yeah, they can triple jump. They can do a bounce off a wall. Yeah, Journey is such a uniquely soothing game. I feel like I'm glad it was so popular because so many games that have come after it, I think, have really captured this sort of game as like meditation almost.
Agreed.
Or like game as emotional release.
Yeah.
And I think that's so delightful. On the other hand, I know also you've been playing or have played a lot of Red Dead, which is maybe the counter opposite.
So I played my first playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2 was about 100 hours. Then I went immediately into the original Red Dead Redemption.
Oh.
It was like picking up another book, right?
Yeah.
And I loved it. And then went back and replayed Red Dead Redemption 2 so that I would have the contextualization of Red Dead Redemption 1 in a way I didn't have the first time I played Red Dead Redemption 2. So I have spent roughly 300 hours in those two games in the last 5 months or something like that, 6 months. Who even knows what time is?
I just want to call attention to how beautiful Journey is.
Yeah.
Just in the background, that whole sequence of when you're riding down that giant hill.
I have a
coming
friend.
across like the sunset.
And you've made a friend.
Yes, I'm so glad. I was worried nobody else was playing this game.
The absolute best part of Journey is making friends. So I guess if you haven't played Journey before and you intend to, because I've been telling you how great it is and you've been watching it, do yourself a favor, and as long as I'm holding my hand up, mute your speakers, okay? So here we go. Mute your speakers. When I found out that I was playing with other human beings, When I found out at the end of this that this wasn't AI, that these were other people who were communicating with me, who were helping me, who were making the time, part of their enjoyment of the game was to help me rather than hinder me. I was just like, why every game needs to be like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I really appreciate, I feel like more and more games are giving players tools to communicate without having to use voice chat, which is, I just mute voice chat in every game I play if it's possible, just because it's such a, it's risky.
Garbage
I
fire.
find
I
it
think garbage fire.
Garbage fire is
That's what we're looking
and
for.
accurate, yeah. So like
Yeah.
I really appreciate, like I know Apex Legend came out with like this ping system where you can just like drop a ping to be like, here's an item, and you don't have to use voice chat, it just pops up on their
Yeah.
interface. And I think more and more games are incorporating that, which like, whew.
Yeah. Well, it's great, right? Like designers who grew up on the first and second generation of games, who are maybe a little bit younger than I am, are taking the experiences that we all had when we were so excited for multiplayer online gaming, and then we were like, wow, this is just a bunch of misogynist jerks. Like there's nothing fun about this. And finding ways to work in tools and with design. I know a bunch of really great, real clever designers, and they call it dick proofing, where you go and you proof something, you make something so it's dick proof, so that somebody can't come in and be a dick and wreck it.